Communications has confirmed to me that there has been no research done by their department into the potential free speech impact of misinformation and disinformation regulations. And obviously, this is a very significant move that the government is making. I believe it's mentioned about 9 times in the programme for government that regulating misinformation is important. Is it not very irresponsible to not do any kind of research into how this might impact on something like free speech or potentially be misused or abused?
Well, there was a good bit of research this morning on Morning Ireland about misinformation last Sunday. In respect to the shooting in Carlow, there was a researcher on identifying the blatant misinformation, untruths and lies surrounding what happened in Carlow. So I do think it's absolutely important that government focuses on this issue. Obviously, in any analysis and evaluation of policy, account will be taken in respect of protecting freedom of speech.
But that hasn't been done.
But it's not freedom of speech really when it's just a blatant lie and untruth, which can create a lot of public disquiet, as we have seen. So these issues do need to be addressed. They're challenging issues. There are very strong protections in our constitution and in our laws on freedom of speech. So I wouldn't overstate the impact on clamping down on blatant lies online as a sort of incursion or an undermining of freedom of speech. We believe in freedom of speech in this country, and we will always support it and protect it to the best possible degree.
But do you not think it's important that the state would do an analysis of the kind of described?
Before any measures are introduced, we do an evaluation.
But that hasn't been done, is the point.
Hold on, I mean, I just said this morning. I mean, what have you to say about this morning's? I mean, has anybody commented? And I watched the social media. People were saying in some social media, of course, that 7 people had been killed, that people had been shot but were not shot. And I'm conscious that there's a family in mourning right now. But the level of misinformation on Sunday was quite shocking. And we can't just ignore that and say, well, we don't have to do anything about that.
Just to be clear, again, all I'm asking about specifically is, as I say, the fact that you yourself acknowledge that there's a balance that needs to take place. I'm not sure where the balance comes in if there's been no analysis done to protect the legitimate speech aspect. That's the purpose of the question.
I believe that's right. I believe that certain people are overstating the dangers to freedom of speech in efforts to address misinformation and untruths. And I think we have to do that too. The same focus doesn't seem to apply to the untrue part of this or the misinformation part of this. It needs to be focused on that too.